You need a shot timer because that which gets measured gets worked on. The Range Tech Timer is the official timer of Active Cell Protection because it is versatile, reliable, feature-rich, and very economical. Check out all it can do at the link below.
Hey everybody, it's Neil. Welcome back to another Suck Less Saturday. I've got an interesting one for you today because I'm not in person. The world of COVID has happened, and so we don't always get to hang out with each other as much as we'd like to. But I've got what I think is a special treat for you today. My good friend Erin from Newbold, formerly, well, I don't know. They call themselves Throom now. If you're part of the Dry Fire group, you saw my unboxing of their targets, and it's cool. These are a shoot-through polymer kind of target. Erin is a pretty accomplished shooter in and of herself, but she runs the marketing side of things now. And I wanted to do a Suck Less Saturday with her to give you guys a challenge and give you something to work for. So I'm going to bring her on right now. There she is. Hey, Erin, how are you?
Good. We're good over here. I mean, the best you can be, right? Where you like gotta wear a mask to work. And
oh man. Hey, Erin, tell everybody, where are you guys located?
So we're actually in central New Jersey.
In New Jersey. So you guys get to shoot guns there?
We're allowed sometimes. You have to bring an escort to the range, and then they sign off. No, it's
not quite that bad, right?
They're pretty strict. It's funny. There's not a lot of there's only one gun manufacturer that I know of here, and they're and us for targets, and there's not a whole lot of ranges. So we tend to know each other, and we stick together over here. We have friends out west, like you guys.
Well, cool. Well, I think most of the Active Cell Protection fan base will know who Newbold is because you guys have worked with us for a couple years now and the whole shoot-through polymer thing. But so you've kind of rebranded. I don't know if you can see that, but it's Throom now.
Sure. I got it on the alpha. Yeah. I don't know, it's hard to see on here too, but we'll see.
Yep.
There.
And I'm telling you, this green is really cool. I tell everybody my favorite color is blaze orange because I'm an old fuck that likes to go deer hunting. But when I heard green was coming, I'm like, oh, this is nerve-wracking. But when I opened the box, I was very pleasantly surprised. I like this color with a red dot. This pops. Where with the orange, it didn't know pop. Sometimes I'm like, it is there. What I mean? So,
it took a bit to register on the orange, especially the red, right where your dot was. So that could get tough.
I'm curious.
I'm
curious what's going to happen because John shoots the Hollison with the green dot.
The green dot, yeah. There's enough contrast, but
well, so he and I are going to go out and shoot these things this next week. So I mean, it's just one more way that I can beat him, and it gives him an excuse of why I beat him if I get ahead of him. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and and we talked about it too, having another option for.
Yes, and so talk about that in just a minute. So I don't want to turn this into a commercial, folks. This isn't a commercial.
No.
But this is cool stuff, and you're actually getting to see. Erin is sitting in their warehouse right now.
Part of our stock room.
Yeah, our stock room. Yep. And so talk about it. I really like it because one of the challenges with these is you can't score your hits. You can see them with the movement or whatever, but scoring is a little bit of a challenge with that. So show what you guys are working on. I think this is cool.
Yeah. So we've actually always made a reactive target, right? You hit it and it knocks over or it swings, right? So you hit it based on what it does. It's always bothered me, right? Being competition and wanting to train and not being able to really see my hits. I knew I hit the target because the target fell over or it swung, and that's great. But sometimes you do want to score, right? Mm-hmm. And I've been working for 2 years to develop something that would work on our material. Not a lot of things want to stick to it. Sometimes they flutter off. Sometimes they get destroyed. The targets handle the hits better than the paper you put on top of it typically. So it's been tough, but I'm going to give these guys a shout out. They have no idea that I'm even showing this. We're in the testing phase, but HD targets, they sent us these packs and I'm so glad they reached out. I was like ready to give up and we're testing these and they're coming out great. And you got a 10 ring now. We can score them. You got a target where you can score. And what's really cool, you could just peel this off and then put a new one on, and you get a brand new target space. So now you can score your hits. And they'll fit, a couple of our different sizes, and really
pretty easy to find. When you were telling me about this just a few minutes before we went on here, our local hunting and fishing store here in my little town in South Dakota carries HD targets. So
great.
Yeah, so I'm going to stop on the way to the airport today, and John's got a set of these that we're going to go out and shoot this week, and so I'm really excited about that. The other thing that's kind of cool is I got to get my finger right, but the squirrel.
Oh yeah.
The knockdown squirrel thing, so that's kind of cool too. I've got him sitting up there with my badger, and they're having.
And you can put a dot on him.
Right? I might do that, but I should put it on that badger. There's a great story with this badger that that thing, I had $3,000 into that stupid thing before we caught him. So it was a mess. And by the time we caught him, I'm like, I've got so much invested in this badger that now I have to have a stuffed badger.
I got to do it. Yeah, I feel that.
He was way bigger. There, I get out of the way. He was way bigger when we caught him, but they couldn't get a mold big enough to fit him. So somewhere around here, I don't know where it is, I've got a strip of badger here that's like 18 inches long by 9 inches wide.
Anyway, here's your extra badger, Neil.
Extra badger, Neil. So everybody joke and everybody knows I'm a hunter and all that, but I don't have any wildlife mounts in my house. That guy, and it's mostly because it's a funny story. So and the people that know the story and the things that we went through to get, he was killing some livestock kind of thing that we had going on. And
there you go. Well, you got to take care of it.
Yeah,
we sell prairie dogs like you wouldn't believe. Prairie dogs, squirrels, and just because people are, they are pests to them, right? They're like, I'm constantly going for the real ones. I might as well practice on a target.
Oh man, yeah. So, all right. So let's talk about how we get people to suck less. I know you've got something kind of cool. So we're talking dry fire. Ideally, what we, like we say most of the time, the idea of the Suck Less Saturday is to give somebody an assignment that they can go work on something without having to go buy a bunch of stuff. I mean, these are things that you have to buy, right? But and ideally you will, because I want you guys to be very successful. But at the end of the day, if that's not in your budget, if it's not something that you're ready for, they can watch this video, turn off their computer, and go work on something in the privacy of their home without spending a dime. Just a little bit of time to work on something. And I know with COVID, ammo short, that. So dry fire is
We're
really
all at home dry firing.
So talk to me about what do you do in your dry fire? I really like what you've got going on there.
Yeah, no, we even use Post-it notes, right? Because you can put them up on the wall, and they're small because we use these guys, right? And they're just a 2-inch target. So a 2-inch Post-it note, works really nice too. But I think one of the things that we were talking about was when you get out onto the range, one of the crutches that I fall into is waiting for that audible sound from the steel target, right? Mm-hmm. I'm waiting and I'm listening before I move on to the next target. And that's a problem for me. It's a bad habit because that means I'm not tracking my hits, right? I'm not, I should, even on our targets, I should be able to see where I hit it, and I should be able to keep moving, and this was something, I discovered when I was a little kid watching, people shoot, and I would get up there and shoot, and, you have a target at 250 yards and, your spotter yells hit, and then you hear ting after the spotter yells hit, and you're like, geez, man, I could have been on the next target instead of waiting for that. So I think that one of the things that's important for, when you're dry firing is learning to really, train hard, train often, right? And trust yourself and be brutally honest with yourself when you're dry firing, because, when you get out to the range, you know that you hit the target or you didn't, and you're scoring your targets, or you see in case the target fall over, or whatever. But when you're at home, and especially now during COVID, we've all been home dry firing since March. In New Jersey, our ranges were closed, right away. I think New Jersey was excited for COVID because they got us off the ranges, but the thing is, you start to fall into this bad habit, just like I wait for the sound from the steel. You fall into this bad habit of, now I'm tracking my shots, but I'm going way faster than I would be at the range. I'm not being totally honest with myself. Did I really see the red dot? did I really, see that hit? So I think that's something that's, really important, not just to make sure that you can move on the next target and track your hits while on the range, but while you're at home and you're practicing, be brutally honest with yourself. Make sure you really got that hit, registered that hit. So
cool.
Move on.
So what kind of assignment do you have for us this week?
Yeah. So we were talking about, up to 10 minutes a day, right? And 25 draws. You gotta land 20 hits on the target. Be absolutely sure you landed those hits.
So if I draw the gun, press out,
yep.
Some people call this calling our shots.
Sure.
That's an advanced technique that is hard to do.
It's hard to do.
Myself an above average shooter, and calling my shots is hard. It really is. It's something that we can practice. And so what you're talking about is press out. If I am not 100% confident that I didn't get that hit, that didn't count, and that
did not count.
Okay.
Absolutely. And you're going back again. Yeah. Okay. I think that's a way. I mean, I mess with my, when I'm going for time, and I know that I haven't been on the range in a while, I do it as a percentage sometimes. I'm like, all right, so I want to try to land them in this much time, and then I'll add like 5% back, 5% time back, because I know that I'm going a little faster than I probably would have if I was really firing.
Right. Yeah. Now, so I'm going to add to this a little bit, because I think there is a way to game this thing. I can sit there and I can just press out nice and easy, see my sight, press my trigger, all of that kind of stuff. But in a self-defense scenario, you're going to want to go a little more quickly than that. So
you have to.
So if so maybe do that nice and easy where you're just being very careful and precise and get those hits in the first few. But then you need to kind of pick it up a little bit.
You got to pick it up
and push yourself because speed is what, there's not a lot that you can't fix with a sub-second draw. There's not a lot of problems that you will encounter that a sub-second draw won't help with. Now, it won't solve every problem, but it'll help with a lot of them if you ever do that. So, I just last night finished up a live fire version of our FBI challenge, and 11 out of 12 passed. So that was really cool. The one that didn't pass missed by 2 shots. So on her second try, she's going to pass easy. But there was one person that got an 80 on the nose. And that person's challenge was they came out of the holster really slow and burned up a lot of time getting out there. And as we continue to train with this person, because she's a friend of mine, and we're going to continue to train, we're going to teach her to get out of the holster more quickly, because moving from here to there in 3 seconds, you just wasted there's a lot of time that can be made up for that, and then you can pick that up with recovery and all that.
And as a new shooter, it's an intimidating move from here to here.
It is.
Especially with one in, right? It's nerve wracking, right? So I think it's an important thing. You got to build confidence, right? And you can do that at home, dry firing, you gain confidence, practice that motion.
Yep, exactly. And once you get, when that becomes comfortable in dry fire, it will become comfortable in live fire as well. So,
that's it.
And we can do this without. So that again, safety is the number one thing. So unload your gun, check your gun, and then check it again. And if you have a spouse or a significant other, have them check it too. I think we're up to 10 people have had some sort of negligent discharge in our little dry fire group of about 3,500 folks and that's people that have shared it with me. And it's a scary thing. So this is important. Unload your gun, check it, get the ammo out of the room, and then do your dry fire. In our case, we've got what we call the dry fire dojo. I learned that from Brian Hill. He's got one of these at his house. So we've got a room in the house. There is no ammo ever in that room. And so before we even go in, the gun gets unloaded in a safe place. The ammo stays out of the room. I go in, I do my dry fire, and I barrel block up and everything just because I'm kind of paranoid. But if you can do it safely, do it safely. There's no reason to be dangerous. And
no one's ever regretted double checking.
Yep. No one's ever regretted not shooting their kitchen table. And you know who I'm talking to. No, you don't, Erin. The person that did that knows who I'm talking to. Yeah, it's, I appreciate that I'm somebody that people will trust with their stories. And sometimes it's, it ends up, okay, that was a great lesson that we learned something from, and we can giggle about it a little bit because everybody's okay. But at the end of the day, oh my gosh, somebody literally could have died. I'm glad it was the kitchen table and nothing more. But what a great lesson and this was a lesson for an entire family. I may see if I can get him to come on and tell his story once, but anyway, so we're getting a little bit long here, but so I want to wrap up. But so the challenge is this: you got to dry fire 3 to 5 times this week, about 10, 15 minutes. Get 25 good hits. Make sure and be completely and utterly and brutally honest with yourself, and trust yourself that you're doing this. I really like that, Erin, when you say trust yourself. I think that's a really good way to say it. But if you videotape yourself doing training and go put that video up on the Active Self-Protection or the Ask Dry Fire Challenge page on Facebook, we'll have a link for that down below. Then we're going to randomly we're going to give it a week, and then we're going to put everybody's name in a drawing, and Erin is going to send out a little kit of these little 2-inch. These are great in a dry fire thing because you don't have 7 to 10 or 15 yards usually in your dry fire room. So a little 2-inch target is pretty cool. And so Erin's going to send you 2 of our fans a packet of 5 of these or something. Is that the packet?
This pack. Yeah, we do a pack of 5. Dry fire. Yeah.
And then you can just set those. They set really. They don't set on my hand very well, but they set well on a surface.
Carol will use like a phone. Yeah, there you go.
I've got it sitting on my computer here. Yeah, so perfect. So we're going to just randomly draw. Erin will send out some of those kind of things. Yeah. Folks, I can't stress enough the safety side of this thing. Be safe, but go do the work. When we do things like the FBI challenge, what I find is the people that excel are the ones that did the work. And I know life happens, and I know sometimes we skip things, and I know that it's not always the top priority. But for some of us, we try to make that a priority. Some of us, it comes really natural and easy. But you know what? I struggle with it. I know Erin probably struggles with it. There's nobody in the industry that doesn't struggle with it. It's okay to struggle, but go to work. So set something on your calendar. Give us 3 days this week of dry fire. Get a video of yourself. Put it in the group so you'll get a little bit of fair feedback. No one will be mean. I will address that if they are, and have a chance to win something kind of cool so that you can do this. So, Erin, I really want to thank you. So what's the new website?
The new website is throomtargets.com.
Throomtargets.com. Go check it out. These guys, they're a sponsor for sure. You guys already know this. Erin is a good friend. We've got fun stories that I think we should just bring you back to just tell stories sometime, Erin, because Erin is one of the most fun people that I work with. And the rest of the team there it's a family-owned business. We're going to do that, Erin. I'm going to bring you back, and we're going to tell you guys a story. I think that would be fun.
We would love that. Yeah, it happened, John. It would be great. My mom, it's a great bit. We're lucky, right? We get to do this. I get to work with my mom and my dad every day, and my uncle. I used to get to work with my grandpa, right, when he was here. I got, it's so great. We've got my nieces in here helping to demold target. I love it. I got pictures of them working with dummy rounds. It's just like, it's great.
Cool. Well, I'm gonna make that happen. So, I'm gonna wrap this one up. You guys go do the work and suck less, and it's gonna be fun. Can you make this say suck less, Erin?
I can make one that says suck less for sure. Yeah. And you can shoot these with Nerf guns too.
There you go. So, all right. Well, we're going to wrap up for this week, but guys, I appreciate you coming on and doing the work. Erin, thank you for being here, and we'll see you guys next week. Suck less.